Well, to take the actions to build deeper relationships really is not just about with your partners, but what about all the people that you've done business with, right? There's two buckets of business that, I think a lot of lenders are really focused on getting out there and building partnerships with real estate agents and other referral partners, which is great. But that is a bucket of wealth of referrals, but there's also your past clients or your clients under management. So to take action to go deeper is just about bringing empathy.
Welcome to High Trust Professionals, a podcast where we interview top industry and community leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs from across the country. Hear what it takes to build trust, be a respected leader, be productive, and win your day. Sit back and relax as we dive into another episode of High Trust Professionals podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Trust Professionals podcast. I'm your host, Lynette Arrasmith, here today with one of my favorite people in the whole world, my friend of many years, Cindy Tomcak.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. So here's my friend Cindy. She is a certified business and professional coach and developer. So I would say personal, business, it all meshes together if you think about it, right?
It does.
Coach and business development. But you also are a coach with the Todd Duncan Company.
I am.
So for our friends who don't know, lending viewers will know who Todd is. If you're in the real estate space, I'll tell you, Todd Duncan in lending is like a Brian Buffini on the real estate side, right?
Yeah.
So big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. And so you coach with those clients as well, which is awesome. Former mortgage guru.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to tell a little story. So it all began back in the day. So for us, back in the day was 1994.
Yeah.
29 years we have been friends.
Yeah.
And we aren't just acquaintances. We're friends.
Yeah.
We're good friends. And we enjoy spending time together. So I was a new realtor. So long before my mortgage world, right? And you were a new loan officer, but had been in mortgage on the ops side. And we formed a friendship and a partnership.
Yeah.
And
we were good.
Oh my gosh, we were so good. And it was like, I'd say kind of like Mutt and Jeff, no. Laurel and Hardy, no. Laverne and Shirley, maybe. But we had so much fun doing presentations together and just serving our clients, right? Our mutual clients, which was awesome. So let's fast forward. So you had, and I just want to tee this up because there's so much that we're going to be able to unpack. And so this will be a, podcast alert. This might be a little longer than my normal podcast because there's so much value that I know you can bring. So fast forward, you had an amazing career in the mortgage space, and now you've been coaching for, 16 years. After my 15 years as a real estate broker, I transitioned over to the dark side of our business to mortgage. And gosh, that's been 15 years already.
Yeah.
Where does time go? And all the while, we staying connected, and it's just been so fun. So let's dive in because it's all about you, girl.
Okay.
So let's just first, we teed up who you are, your fantastic experience. And so let's just kind of jump into coaching because we're in such interesting times, right?
Yeah.
So let's first talk about what coaching means to you, because I know that you are the best of the best. I can say this from personal experience. But what does it mean to you to be a coach for so many?
Well, I truly believe now I know at 64, almost 65 years old, that...
Okay, that wasn't required, by the way.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm way okay to say that. I just really believe that God has given me a gift. And I never knew in my younger years that this was my purpose. I felt like I was a coach from the day I was born. My sisters will tell you that I coached without even knowing what a coach was. I think through my whole career, I was a coach with my peers, when I was a leader, with my staff. But it truly wasn't until I had a life-changing event happen in my life that, opened up a door for what's next to me and to recreate myself. I left the industry. And so when I started into coaching, I thought, okay, what do I want to do? And I got certified as a coach. And wonderfully throughout the years, I truly have taken this purpose, and I just to help people be the best they can be, not just in business, but also personally for themselves. And so that is truly what I do. And it is just an honor. And to have people come back and tell me the difference that I made in their lives is the biggest compliment that anybody can ever give me. And so it is fulfilling my heart as I'm fulfilling other people's heart.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a great, you and I both know that there are people who coach, and it could be in the mortgage industry, it could be in lending, it could just be a business coach, life coach, doesn't matter what you call yourself. And not everyone has the extended credentials, which is not a good or bad, because sometimes just to do what you've done and do it well and help others do that, you can be, I am a coach.
Sure.
As a leader, we're always coaching. But I really love how you took your, it's like, okay, time to repurpose Cindy.
Yeah.
I'm stepping away from this.
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
And I'm repurposing, and I'm going down my path, my life purpose, which is to help others, which you do so well.
Thank you.
And I mean that, been around a long time. I've been coached. I've been a coach, been coached, always a coach. And so you just know, when someone has that gift, and you have it, my friend, you do. So we have some real weird times right now. I don't care if you're just the average Joe who goes, gosh, I'm paying more for my groceries than I used to, or I'm paying for more of my gas, or if you're in real estate or mortgage lending, which is our space.
Sure.
Wow, things are different.
Yeah.
Like really different. So I want you to just go down, the path of current economy, the current storm that we feel that we're in. And how are you coaching your clients to help them survive now, but also so they can thrive later?
That's really a great question, because so many times people that I'm coaching today want to just focus on what's happening today or what happened yesterday. And so, you're right. This is not just an economic storm for those of us in the mortgage industry and the real estate industry. It is everywhere. Everyone's dealing with this. And I would say that the top 3 things that I really work on with people is, the number one thing is mindset. I can go deeper on that, but mindset is one. The second thing that I'm really coaching to is just connect deeper with people. We run so fast all the time, and we stay so high on our conversations that it is so critical, especially right now, that we connect to the heart with people. We really go deep, and we understand, and we go deeper in the relationships and in the questions that we ask. So that's number 2.
Yes.
And then the number 3 thing is take action. So, when, you can sit and you can think about all these ideas you want to do, or, it's already 4th quarter, and you can take a look back and say, oh my gosh, what didn't I achieve? And a lot of the clients I coach will say, well, I'm not at the numbers where I want to be. My productions. Okay, great. We know that. But what are you doing to even prepare yourself for tomorrow? Because everything you do right now is is not for today's business. No. It's for tomorrow's business.
Okay, so I want to unpack this a little bit, because let's start with mindset. Because it's so easy to just curl up in a ball and cry. Or worry or panic, and you and I both know there will be businesses, companies, people out of the business, out of the industry. We know this. Sadly. So starting with the right mindset. So give us like 2 nuggets. How can someone wake up every day and create the right mindset so they have the confidence to take action?
Well, I think the first thing is decide what you want. Decide what you want. What do you want it to be? Because we can stay in the fear and doubt mode of all that's happening. But when you can decide what you want, I'm a visualized person, so I like to not only see it written on paper, but I also tell my clients to create what you want into a movie inside your head. See you already experiencing that. And then visualize it. And one of the key steps is visualize what you want, not just in your business, but in all the areas of your life, finances, relationships, the whole wheel of life. Visualize it and do that the night before you go to sleep. Take 5 minutes and lay there and walk through the success that you want in the different areas of your life. See yourself already doing it. Because when you can do that, you put it out into the universe, your brain goes to work. It's called the reticular activating system, and it will then bring forth to you things that are already in front of you, but you cannot see them because all you're doing is worrying. So mindset is huge. That's just one nugget. Decide what you want and visualize it.
Okay, stop. Because my mind went right to our good friend. Well, we're going to talk about take action next. Jack Canfield, Success Principles. Okay, people, if you don't have in your library as a workbook in business, right? Success Principles by Jack Canfield.
Definitely.
Which is so about that, right? Mindset. And I know you went deeper with all of his
I
teachings.
I trained with him for a year. It was really awesome.
Which is so cool. I've used that book in mastermind groups and doing vision boards. And that's really what you're saying is get your head right. And it's not just about writing it down, have a vision board, but also, like you said, I'm going to put it out there. All right. So there's mindset, great, action. So I love how you said the deeper connections, because we can talk grocery store talk all day long. Grocery store talk, people is, oh, how are you? I'm fine. How are the kids? That's different than if you're going to go deeper with your relationships. And let's just talk business connections for a minute. With your partners. Then it's about like, dude, how are you doing? Like, let's put all that other CRAP aside. I'm right here. I'm with you. I'm feeling it. So taking action leads me down the path of what Todd teaches. Okay. My other favorite book, High Trust Selling. So guys, Todd Duncan, High Trust Selling.
If you're a lender or in real estate, it is a fabulous book about just connections, building high trust.
Exactly. So you are so well versed in this. So mindset, taking action. So how do you take that concept and you take those actions to build those deeper connections? What does that look like?
Well, to take the actions to build deeper relationships really is not just about with your partners, but what about all the people that you've done business with, right? There's two buckets of business that, I think a lot of lenders are really focused on getting out there and building partnerships with real estate agents and other referral partners, which is great. But that is a bucket of wealth of referrals, but there's also your past clients or your clients under management. So to take action to go deeper is just about bringing empathy. We are in times right now that absolutely the last 3 to 4 years have been, none of us have experienced this. And so, really checking in with people. Are you okay? And most people, if they see their lender call, their past clients, they're going to say, I don't need a new loan. I'm at 2% rate. I don't need to talk to you. But the fact is just really getting past that. I'm not calling about rate. I'm calling about how are you? How is the home now? Because the changes, people have lost their jobs. Families have moved in with each other. People are working from home. And so to go deeper to understand those things. And it may not be business for today, but it can be business for tomorrow. So much of what we're doing today to connect and take actions and to have the right mindset, it is challenging right now because, People aren't making the money that they're used to making. And there's a lot of business being done. There's a lot of actions being done that today don't warrant the paycheck coming in. But I promise you, you go deep with people, you have empathy with people, you care about them. Let it be your partners or your clients if you've done business with, or your family or your friends, whatever.
Right.
Go deeper with your questioning. Build trust. Let them know you'll be here. So in the industry we're in today, it is critical to dive in and ask deeper questions, just instead of, well, how are you? I'm fine. And then you move on. It's really about, what are the changes that have happened in your family? What are the goals that you're striving for over this next year?
I like that.
So
how can I help?
How can I help? And it might not be a loan.
No.
It might be they need somebody to repair their driveway.
It could be anything.
So adding value is critical, but first you cannot know how to add value until you ask the questions.
You have to ask the questions.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that when you're in sales or marketing, this. You've got this gold mine in your database.
Yeah.
And most people don't adequately show how they care. To mine your database is one thing, to stay in touch, to do whatever your touches are, right? But to really connect.
Yeah.
That's the key word.
Yeah. Well, and I'll take one step back, is that when you talked about, you have this wealth of people that you've busted your butt to get into their homes. They love you. But yet the mindset piece comes back in, because so many, I'll just speak of loan officers today. So many loan officers today are hesitant to pick up the phone and have that conversation with a client that they did business with, because their mindset is going down the path that they don't want to show up as a used car salesperson. They're not going to want to talk to them. So it's that piece of the mindset also. It's not just about visualizing what you want. It's also about, what are the conversations that you're having with yourself that are getting in your own way? And that is self-awareness. So huge.
One of the things that you told me and taught me years ago, you have a name for that.
I do.
And I actually have it in my notes, because, I knew that we would be talking about mindset, because that's just who we are. That's who you are. I knew we would be talking about self-talk and how we have a choice.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where are we? Which one are we today?
Yeah.
And it's called monkey mind.
Yeah.
Yes. People always say, that's monkey mind.
Yeah.
Get rid of that monkey mind.
Yeah. Observing what's getting your way, in your own way, and the conversations, the words you say, your actions. It affects everything about you. And so again, mindset is about becoming self-aware, and then looking at it, and is what my mind is telling me, is it the truth? And if it's not, then move beyond it. If it is, and you need more help, you need more education, then go get it.
Yeah.
Take action.
Right. Take action. I love that. That also leads me to the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people.
Oh, definitely.
It's easy to fall into that pool of wallow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, let's talk about this. Things are tough.
Yeah. Well, and I'll add to that, because another piece that's happening in technology today is there are podcasts, there are webinars, there are, there's so much out there coming at us from technology, that what I have talked to my loan officers about is not only just who are you surrounding yourself with, but how much input are you giving yourself? Because what happens is they will look at it and they will almost go down a rabbit hole of and compare themselves.
Oh,
they're comparing. And so watch how much input. I've even asked them for 30 days. Only listen to Todd Duncan. Because that's who I coach for. But point being is not that everyone else is not okay, but the point is stay the course, because you can get too much input. So
that is a fantastic point, because oftentimes, and I'm guilty, I subscribe to this, this, and this, right?
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, here comes the email. Then you have to decide, okay, well, how much time am I going to spend today or this week making sure I'm educated?
Yeah.
Because if you can take a few nuggets and have some meaningful conversations around
Sure,
what's going
sure.
on, different than, like you said, going down that rabbit hole.
Well, a lot of people are looking for the magic pill.
Well, and there's,
And what I say to people is, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
You do. So
Mhm.
go back to that basics of, we have a whole list here that you haven't done. We don't need to add anything more.
no,
So
do what you know you need to be.
and take action.
I mean, and take action. Well, we know,
Yeah.
it's the old school back to the basics, but that means that you know what you do, you take action,
Yeah.
and you stay the course.
That's
because
right.
if you're taking action and you stay that course, then you will come out ahead.
That's right.
On the back end of this.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're always on the same page. I love that about us. Okay, so switching gears. And this could go, I don't care if it's business, personal, or both. What are you most proud of? I mean, you've had just such a phenomenal, amazing career in different places, different strategies. What are you most proud of?
I'm not going to go down the business path though yet today.
Okay, tell me. Where are we going?
I have really thought about this, and I am proud of my career. I'm proud of me. But I would say my biggest accomplishment is 3 things. One is being married to my husband for 45 years, and I still love him. And then second is raising a very delinquent teenager who has evolved into a beautiful man and father. And then third is to help my family through the death of our son, 19 years ago. And we've done it. We're good. So those are my personal accomplishments.
Which are huge.
Huge.
And so what that tells our audience is, of course, I already knew this, but your deep love and passion around family and friends, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is deep and long as an oil well.
Yeah.
If not further.
Yeah.
But also, Cindy, I think that also, that's how you lean into being such a phenomenal coach. Because it's from
my experiences.
Your experiences, and it's because you care.
Yeah.
It's not about, okay, well, how many people are we going to talk to today? And what does that look like? And let's go down my checklist. Did you do this? No. You're invested.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're invested. Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to call you my friend. That's for sure. Okay, couple things before we wrap up. I want to talk about best practices, because to say you need to have the right mindset, to say that you need to take action, I think some best practices start with daily activities for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Being accountable. And sometimes it's hard to hold ourselves accountable. So what does that look like? Well, that's when coaching is fantastic for that, right? Or a buddy. So what are some of the things that, let's say, you do to make sure that you have a productive day?
Yeah. Well, it starts in the morning. I wake up and that phone's sitting there, but I don't look at my phone. So I get up, and prayer and meditation to me is a huge part for me to start my day. It just balances me. I love to walk. So I also do a 30-minute walk in the morning before the start of my day. My husband and I will sit down and have a cup of coffee, because even though he is retired and I work from home, man, our lives can just do this throughout the whole day. So we sit and have at least about a 30-minute conversation. What's he going to do today? What am I going to do? So that launches my day. And then the next thing I do is I text my granddaughter a quote in the morning. She's 13. She has her own phone. And so I text her in the morning a statement that will help her have a better day. So that's my before.
I am stealing that one, Missy. I am stealing that one for sure.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, because if there's any place where I get derailed, it's like up, and it's like a zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
Without taking time. I have my morning
pause.
reading, but nothing like to say, okay, let's really be present in what that routine looks like.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
It's
working for me.
And so how do you advise your coaching clients to have a productive day, to win their day?
Yeah. Well, I think it starts the night before, or the day before they leave, is review what your day was and where you're going tomorrow. So you can start off tomorrow versus coming in at 8 or 8:30 in the morning, and now what am I going to do? And now it's 9:30 before you get started. So looking the day before, and then we talk very often about what is your morning routine, because so often they jump right into emails and they're jumping right into fires. And so really looking at, and I love, win by noon. I love that. What are you going to get done before noon? And so, really helping them look at what is their daily structure. What do they do in the morning before they get started? And just that pause and meditation, not a lot of people meditate, but just that pause and that silence has helped people to handle the stress of the worry of what's going on right now. So daily discipline begins the night before and then the morning of, to set yourself up for a good day.
100%. Shout out to Todd Bookspan.
Yeah.
Hashtag win by noon.
Yes.
I use the planner.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So there you go. I mean, gosh, we've now referenced 2 books.
Yep.
The planner. Way to go. Way to go. All right. So let's wrap up. Like, if you could think of 2 things, only 2, what would you tell the younger Cindy?
Oh,
because I think back and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much I would tell myself.
Just 2 things. It would be to stop worrying and stop believing everything that your mind is telling you. Because I didn't know what monkey mind was in my younger years. I had no idea. I thought that if my mind was saying it, it's got to be true.
Yeah.
And once I learned this and I realized the conversation I was having with myself, I basically said, I would never let anyone talk to me like that. So I really have worked over the last 19 years to make a difference in my life for me. The second thing I would say to the younger Cindy is love even deeper than I do, because you just don't ever know when someone's not going to be there in your life.
Yeah, that's a great reminder and a good lesson.
Yeah.
Something that you have told me in the past also that I'll throw out there is to think big and be bold. Think bigger or think big. Be bolder. It's okay. It's okay. Don't let that monkey mind tell you that you can't.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
So what's next for my friend Cindy? What's going on in your world?
I'm going to continue down the same path. I've created a wonderful life where I had a 30-year career, worked really hard with that, raised a family, and now over the last 18 years, I've developed a business where I can be anywhere. And so coaching is my passion. And so I do it part-time. I just do it 2 weeks out of the month, and then I have 2 weeks off. And so I'd like to keep that routine because my husband is retired and he's waited a really long time for me. And so he deserves that. And so we're doing travel on the off weeks and then really helping others on the other weeks. So I'm going to just stay the course.
I love that. And it works.
Oh, it's good. I love it.
Yeah. So why not?
I love it.
What a treat. What a treat. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I so appreciate you. All right, guys. Whew. That's a wrap. Did we cover a lot or what? Thanks for joining High Trust Professionals podcast. I'm Lynette Arrasmith, your host, with my friend Cindy Tomcak. And you know what? What a blessing to be able to share some strategies with you today that kind of tie into the economic time that we're in. So, hey, listen, I would sure appreciate a follow, a like, a share. We're always looking for new guests. So if you go to hightrustprofessionals.com, you'll be able to say be a guest. Shameless plug. If you need a professional in the mortgage world, there's a link that says Team Arrasmith. And you can find us at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and don't forget TikTok. We'll see you next time.